Hi everyone, Cheryl here from Love and Light Yoga. Thank you so much for clicking on this video and for joining me for this everyday yoga flow. So this is going to be a little bit of an all-over body practice. We're going to feel it in through most muscles in our bodies. It's going to give us a little bit of a stretch, also build a little bit of strength in through the legs and through the core and the arms. And you won't need anything for this, just yourself and your mat. So whenever you are ready, let's begin. So we are going to get started by lying down on our mat today. So just coming down onto your back, keep soles of the feet on the floor, keep the knees bent up, and just take the hands either down alongside the body or onto the belly here. And if it's comfortable for you, you can close off the eyes and just begin to think about taking nice long breaths here. So full inhales through the nose, releasing exhales through the nose or the mouth, whatever, it doesn't matter. Just start to feel your body connecting to the breath. With every inhale, we think about all of that energy coming into the body. With every exhale, we can let go of any expectations that we might have of ourselves or of this practice. Just accepting ourselves as we are in this moment. Letting go of whatever we might have to do today, maybe after this practice. Just being completely present in the here and the now. Nice, breathing in, breathing out. And in your own time, take one more full inhale and release the exhale. And then we can gently open back up through the eyes. We'll bring the arms alongside the body, so palms of the hands are facing towards the mat. We'll just start linking up a little bit of movement with breath. So as we inhale, we just reach the arms up towards the sky. As we exhale, we let the arms fall down behind the head, maybe onto the mat behind us. Inhale, the hands come back up. Exhale, hands come down alongside the body. So every inhale, the arms lift up towards the sky. Every exhale, we let the arms fall. So we're not rushing this movement. We're just flowing here with our own breath. Inhaling to lift, exhaling to lower. And just thinking about this movement that's being created in through the shoulder joints here. Moving the shoulders, moving the arms. Every time the arms come down behind the head, see if we can release the shoulder blades a little bit more. Can we relax the upper back? Take one more full round in your own time. And the next time that the arms are down and alongside the body, we're going to keep them there. We're going to keep the palms of the hands pressing into the mat. And we're going to check in with our legs here. We want to have soles of the feet pressing into the mat. We want to also have about hip distance between our feet. And our feet can be as close in towards our bodies as it feels good. We're going to come into some bridges here. So as we inhale, start to peel the tailbone up off the floor, lift the hips, lift the back. And then as we exhale, very gently return the spine, return the hips all the way down to the floor. Inhale, the tailbone begins to peel off the mat. We lift the low back, we lift all the way up to the shoulder blades, and we exhale, come nice and slowly all the way back down to your mat. So we're inhaling to lift the hips, we're exhaling to lower. We're also thinking about staying nice and strong through our thighs here. So we don't want the knees either rolling in towards the midline or rolling out towards the edges of the mat. We want to keep the thighs strong. We want to keep the knees almost like the knees are pointing directly forward. So every time we lift, we're lengthening out the thighs. And then if it feels good for you, we might start to bring a little bit of the arm movements in here. So as we inhale, we lift the hips, but we also lift the arms, let the arms come all the way back behind. As we exhale, we return the arms, we return the hips all the way back to the floor. So inhale, everything lifts up. On the breath out, everything lowers. And again, we're not rushing this movement, just inviting that nice organic movement, that nice organic flow of breath through the body, inhaling and exhaling. Let's take one more in your own time, a nice full inhale. We lift everything up, we really fill up the lungs. Exhale, we slowly return everything all the way back to the floor. When we get there, let's just hug both knees in towards the chest here and maybe find a little rock side to side. So massaging out the low back here, check in with the body, notice how the body's feeling. If the body is beginning to respond well to some nice gentle movements. Let's come back to center. Drop soles of the feet back to the floor and let's find our force stretch here. So a fantastic stretch for the sides of the thighs, for the psoas muscles. We start by bringing the right knee in towards the chest and then we're going to flex the foot so that the toes are pointing back towards the knee. We're going to open the knee out towards the side, place the outside of the ankle on top of the opposite knee, and then we can use our right hand to gently press that knee open. So breathing deeply here, we're going to feel a nice big stretch all the way through the thighs, maybe all the way up to the glutes here. Taking a few breaths, keeping that right foot nice and flexed, just protecting the ankle. We may stay here or we may reach our hands in underneath, take hold of the opposite thigh and bring the left thigh in towards the chest. So taking deep breaths here, opening up. The closer that we bring that left thigh in towards our body, the deeper the stretch we're going to feel in through this opposite leg. We might even use our right elbow here on the outside of that knee just to help guide it open a little bit further. Stick with the breath here. If this is feeling pretty good, we might go ahead and stretch that left leg up towards the sky. Breathing deeply, take one more big inhale, one more full exhale. And then return the sole of the left foot back to the floor. And then sole of the right foot comes to the floor. Take the feet about the same width as the mat, so there's a little bit of space. And just let the knees windshield wiper side to side here. Notice if both sides of the body feel a little bit different at this point. If one side feels a little bit longer than the other or a little bit more stretched out. Take a few more little windshield wipers side to side just to even yourself out and then come back to that starting position. So the soles of the feet are on the floor, knees bent up. We're going to do the same stretch other side. So bring the left knee in towards the chest. We're going to flex the foot, open the left knee and take the outside of the ankle on top of the right knee. Okay, so here we are, we're in our force stretch. We can use our left hand here just to help open that left knee out towards the side of the rim, keeping the left toes flexed back. Breathing, feeling that stretch and noticing if it's maybe a little bit easier on this side or maybe this is your tighter side. We might stay here, or we might go ahead and reach those hands in underneath, take hold of the right thigh. And again, the closer that we bring that right thigh in towards our body, the deeper the stretch is going to be in the left thigh. So breathe into that wherever you are feeling any sensations of stretching, of tightness, of tension. Just breathe into that space. Think about sending your breath there, releasing the breath and letting any tension go. We can use our left elbow just to gently guide the knee out towards the side. If we're feeling pretty good here, we might reach the right leg up towards the sky. Can we bring that right leg a little bit closer to our bodies for one big inhale and exhale. And then return the sole of the right foot to the floor, left foot to the floor. And just like before, bring both knees in towards the chest and find that little rock side to side. Massaging out the low back, maybe massaging out the shoulder blades, and then bringing yourself back to stillness. Nice. So from here, we're going to bring the hands down and alongside the body again, palms of the hands pressing into the mat. And we're going to flex our feet, take the soles of our feet up towards the sky, and we're going to open out the knees here. So it's almost like we were about to come into our happy baby position. And we're just going to breathe here. We're going to think about drawing the knees down towards the mat, keeping the feet flexed, and then starting to engage through our core. So think about pulling your tummy button back towards your spine. Think about pressing the entire lower back into your mat. Maybe slightly lifting the tailbone up here, getting that contact of the low back with the mat here. Keep breathing. Keep pressing those hands into the mat, or if you want to go one step further, we might reach our hands up towards the sky. Keep that core super, super tight, super engaged. Low back is pressing into the mat, fingertips reaching up, soles of the feet spacing the ceiling. Nice. We might stay here, or we might start to lift our head, lift our shoulders, lift our upper body. But rather than coming in between the legs, we want to think about reaching up towards the sky. So like we were trying to reach something all the way up high. Keep reaching up. Keep letting the knees fall out and open. Take one more big breath here. And then on your exhale, release your body back to the floor. Bring the knees in together. Hug the knees in towards the chest. And we're just going to find a little roll like a ball motion here. So we're just going to start to lift the tailbone up, rounding the spine. And then roll yourself up to seated. So coming back and coming forwards, just think about making this little C shape with your spine every time we come back. Massaging out the back here. Let's see if we can start to find our boat pose as we come forward. So every time we roll up, can we find a little bit of hang time, keeping the toes pointed forwards? Nice, another few just like this. And then the next time that we come up, can we find our boat? Can we hold? Can we keep those lower legs parallel with the mat? Maybe even reach the fingertips forward. We're here for a few breaths. So the core is still engaged just like it was before. Our shoulders are back and open. Toes are pointed forward. Chest is open and proud. Let's take one big inhale. One full exhale. And then cross the legs. Let's come forward and rock yourself forward into your tabletop position. So onto our hands and knees here, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. And let's just find some nice fluid movement through our spine with our cat-cows. So as we inhale, we connect to the breath, we look forward, we open the shoulders, tailbone points up. As we exhale, chin to chest, press the mat away, arch through the shoulder blades. Inhale, we look forward, we open the chest, tailbone up. Exhale, chin to chest, press the mat away, tummy button towards the spine. Nice, inhaling to roll forwards, exhaling to roll everything up and under. Just flow with the breath here. A nice fluid movement. Breath coming in, coming out. Our bodies roll forward, rolling back. Just moving through our spine. We might choose to stick with this straightforward and back cat and cow, or we might go for our rolling cat cow. So as we exhale and we have the shoulder blades reaching up, we might start to straighten out the arms, sit the hips back towards the heels, and then as we inhale, we bring our nose almost along the floor, almost like we were dragging ourselves along, and come up into our cow. So exhale, let's come all the way back. Inhale, let's roll the spine and the upper body all the way forwards into cow. Nice, continue on like this. Doesn't matter what this looks like, if this is feeling good for your back, for your shoulders, for your hips, you are absolutely doing it right. Take another few, just like this. And then the next time that we exhale and we have the bum back towards the heels, we're going to stop. We're going to find our child's pose. So stretch the arms out long. Melt your chest down towards the floor. Forehead comes either onto the mat or on top of stacked hands. And just take a couple deep breaths here. Nice, just breathe it out. Releasing any tension in your upper back or in your hips or your thighs. Taking a couple of breaths here. And then whenever you're ready to release, nice and slowly lifting the gaze, walking the hands back towards the knees. And we're going to lift the hips here. We're going to come up into this high kneeling position here. So we're coming up onto our knees, and if you tend to get a little bit sore in the knees or have any knee issues or anything like that, feel free to pop a little blanket or towel or something in underneath the knees just for some extra support. But here we are, we're going to bring our hands onto our hips and take a little look down towards your knees. We want to have a little bit of space in between the knees, so about hip distance apart. We don't want them too wide because we're going to be out of alignment. We don't want them too close together because we might lose our balance a little bit. So just a little bit of space in between the legs here. And we're going to bring the left leg out. We're going to find this 90-degree bend with the left knee. We're going to have the toes pointing directly off to one side, and we're going to try to keep our hip points facing directly forwards. This left knee, it's going to have a tendency to want to roll in toward the midline, so we're going to try our best to keep the entire foot on the floor, keep that knee opening out towards the side, and if it feels right, you can even place your left hand on that knee, just guiding it back a little bit. So this already might feel a little bit awkward, and that's okay. We're just going to take a few little pulses here, side to side with the hip. So just opening up a little bit through that left hip. Just rocking the hips forwards and backwards. And then coming back up to center. Try to keep the feet where they are. Bring the left hand onto the inside of the knee if it's not there already. And we're going to reach the right hand up towards the sky. So we're nice and strong through our upper body here. We're reaching up with those right fingertips. Take a nice big inhale. As we exhale, we're going to find a little side bend here. So reaching up, reaching over. Our left hand might begin to slide down the inside of the leg. We might want to come onto the elbow here. Or if we're feeling very open, we might bring that left hand all the way down to the floor. But wherever we are, we want to think about creating lots of length through the right hand side of our body, all the way up through the waist, through the rib cage, the armpit. Nice, breathing deep. You can look up towards the sky here, or you can look down towards the floor, whatever feels better. Just breathe here, open up the body, creating strength, creating length. Take one more big inhale and exhale, and then slowly come back up to that starting position. If that felt good for you, you're going to keep the leg exactly where it was. If you want to go just a little step further, you're going to straighten out through the left leg. So we're going to come into a fully extended leg. Again, the sole of the foot is on the floor, the toes are pointing off towards one side. Same thing again, we're going to bring left hand onto the leg. Inhale to reach the right hand up. Get so much length in through the side of the body. Take a big inhale, and then as we exhale, we can come over into our side bend, and our hand might start to slide down onto our shin, or we might reach all the way down to the floor. We keep the chest open, heart shining forwards. Nice, just take a few deep breaths here. And then after your next full exhale, slowly lift the hands, bring the hands back onto your hips, bring the knee back in, and eventually come back onto both knees. Sit the bum back towards the heels and just take a quick child's pose here. So we're going to keep the knees together if we can. We're going to take the arms out in front, walk the arms forward, rest the forehead down, and just take a quick child's pose. So just collecting yourself here, finding your breath. Noticing any sensations that we feel in the body. Checking in with both hips, the low back, the sides of the torso. And then whenever you're feeling ready to come back, just lift the gaze. Walk the hands back towards the knees and bring yourself once again up into that high kneeling position. So we're on our knees. We have that little bit of space in between the knees. Hands are on our hips, and let's go ahead with the right leg here. So the right leg is coming out now. We're going to have a 90-degree bend in the right knee. So the right knee is pointing towards the side. The toes are pointing the same direction. And we're just going to find a little rock with our hips here. So we're just going to take a few little pulses through the hips, just bringing a little bit of nice gentle movement, a gentle opening for the hip here. Checking it out, seeing how it feels. The side might be a little bit tighter, or this could be our looser side, who knows. And then coming back up to center. We're going to keep this bend in through the knee. If it feels right, we can take our right hand onto the inside of the knee. Again, that hand's just helping guide that knee open. Take a nice big inhale to reach the left hand up towards the sky. Inhale to reach high, and exhale to come into your side bend. So decide whether the hand maybe stays on the knee, maybe we want to drop down to our elbow, or maybe we want to bring the hands all the way to the floor. Wherever we are, that right hip is open, The left hand side of our body is super long here, so we're stretching from our hip right up through the waist, through the armpit, into the arm and the fingertips. Keep reaching those left fingertips as far away as we can, keeping the chest and the hips facing forwards. Nice, taking a few deep breaths here. Deep inhales and exhales. Take one more round of breath in your own time. And then after your next exhale, slowly return everything back to center. And we're going to keep the legs where they are. So again, if that felt right for you, stay there. If you want to go a little bit further, we're going to extend that right leg all the way out so that the knee is straight, the toes are still pointing off towards one side. Bring your right hand onto your right leg. Inhale, reach the left hand up high, and then exhale, move into your side bend here. And only move into this as much as feels good. Hand can be on the thigh or the shin, or maybe all the way to the mat. But we keep that left arm reaching up and over. Chest is open. Think about stacking shoulders one on top of the other. Nice, taking a few deep breaths here. Keep pressing the hips forward. Keep reaching the left fingertips over to the side of the room. Take one big inhale, one full exhale, and then slowly come all the way back through center. Hands to our hips. Begin to bring the leg back into our high kneeling. And then again, we will find a child's pose. So this time, toes come together, knees come apart, and we walk the arms out long, melt the chest down to the mat, and release your forehead either onto the mat or onto your hands. Just taking a couple of breaths here. Giving the body this moment to relax. Let all your muscles be soft here, even if it only is for a few moments. Soften your thighs, your back, all of the muscles around your spine, your neck and your shoulders. Give yourself a moment to reset here. Taking our last few breaths, so make them nice long inhales and exhales. And then after your next exhale, we can release out of our child's pose and we can lift our bodies up. We can all meet in our tabletop. So coming back into our tabletop, onto our hands and our knees. And we are going to find our first downward dog of the practice. So we're going to spread our fingertips nice and wide. We're going to tuck the toes underneath behind us. We're going to start to sit the hips back and then lift them high. Send them as far towards the back of the room as we can. We might find a little bit of movement here. So we bend and straighten each knee at a time, opening up our hamstrings. Keep the arms strong. Keep the back nice and long. So think about one long line all the way from your tailbone to the crown of your head. Let your neck be nice and soft here, so the gaze should be back towards your toes. And then let's come into stillness. Let's be here for one big inhale and exhale. And then on your next inhale, we're going to reach our left leg up towards the sky. As we exhale, we're going to bend the knees, step the left leg up in between our hands. So we're in a high lunge position here. We're going to plant the back foot. So place the sole of the back foot on the floor. Let the toes come out that little bit of an angle. And if we need to step the foot a little bit closer to make that happen, that's okay. We're going to get nice and strong through the left thigh. And then inhale, we're going to reach our arms up into our warrior one. Little bend stays in through the front knee. Nice, chest is open, fingertips are up. Take a nice big breath in, full breath out. One more inhale, and then exhale, warrior two. So the arms open out, shoulder height. We spin the back toes out to face the long edge of our mats, and our fingertips are facing over the front arm here. We still have that bend in through the front knee. Let's stay nice and strong. The chest is open. Press the arms back. Take one big inhale. One full exhale. Nice. And then let's see if we can find our triangle position. So let's straighten out through that front knee. We're going to keep our hips facing towards the sides of the room. We're going to start to hinge our bodies here. So our legs stay straight, but we're hinging our bodies. We're reaching as far forward as we can. When we can't reach anymore, we're going to drop that front hand either down onto the thigh, the shin, or the floor, and we inhale to reach the back arm up towards the sky. Shoulders are stacked, right shoulder on top of left shoulder. Our gaze can be up towards the sky or down towards the floor. We're strong through the legs. We're breathing here right down into the belly. Take a big breath in. Take a full exhale. And then to come out of this, we're going to windmill the top arm all the way over, coming into our high lunge position. So bend through the front knee, plant palms of the hands onto the floor, and then step that left foot back, come back into your downward facing dog. Taking a few breaths here. We're using this as our rest position, but if you're thinking, no, this is not a rest position for me, you can lower the knees to the floor, come back to your child's pose and spend a few breaths there. But if we're happy enough in our downward facing dog, we're going to stay here just for a few more breaths, finding that breath once again. Noticing how we feel, noticing what our body needs. Resetting. And then if we are in our child's pose, let's come back into our downward facing dog here. And then on your next inhale, we're going to reach the right leg up towards the sky. Exhale, bend the knee, step the right foot up in between the hands into our high lunge position on the other side. We're going to plant the back foot down, so the toes on a little bit of an angle. Keep the bend through the front knee and inhale to reach our hands up into our warrior one. Nice, fingertips are high, the arms are strong. Bend through the front knee, take a big inhale, take a full exhale. Nice, let's take one more inhale here. As we exhale, warrior two. So our arms open out, our back toes spin, open towards the side of our mat. We're here in our warrior two, our chest is open, the arms are pressing back, gaze is over the front hand. Take a full breath here in your own time. Keep strong through the legs. And then whenever you're ready, we're going to straighten out through the front leg. We're going to find our triangle. So the legs are staying where they are. We're going to start to reach. Imagine there's something we want all the way over here, but we're stuck in the mud. We can't move. We reach. When we can't reach anymore, we drop that front hand either onto our thigh, our shin, or to the mat. And we inhale to reach the left arm up towards the sky, opening up through that chest as much as we can. Feeling that deep stretch through the inner thighs here. Keep breathing. Keep shining that heart forwards. Gaze can be up towards the sky or towards the floor. We're here for one big inhale, one full exhale. And then to release, we windmill that top arm all the way down to our mat. We bend the front knee, hands are framing the front foot, and we're going to step the right foot back to meet the left. Come back into our downward facing dog. Take one nice big breath in. Take a full breath out. Take one more inhale. And then as we exhale, let's return the knees back to our mats. Let's find our child's pose. So toes together, knees can be apart or together, whatever feels best. Stretch the arms out long and just bring the forehead down to the mats. Breathing here. Releasing the thighs, releasing the upper back. We might stay here in this child's pose for a few breaths, or if we want a little bit of a different stretch, we might start to walk the hands off towards the left hand side. Try to keep the hips where they are so the hips are staying grounded. Walk the hands off to one side and then rest the head down. So we are getting more of an intense stretch through one side of the body. If we are in our little bit of a side stretch, let's take it off towards the other side. So bring the hands back through center, take them off towards the opposite side, and then rest the chest, rest the forehead down, feeling that stretch coming in through the opposite side. And then bringing the hands back through center. Taking one more breath in your child's pose. And then releasing by lifting the gaze and walking the hands back towards the legs. We're going to come into our butterfly position here just for our last releasing stretch. So soles of the feet are coming together. The knees are dropping out towards the sides, and we're going to come on to fingertips here. Take a nice big inhale to feel the spine get nice and long, and then as we exhale, just gently walk the hands and the fingertips forwards, and just release the upper body down here. And this is our final stretch, so we don't want to be pulling on the feet. We don't want to be pulling the upper body down. We just want to think about letting gravity take over here. So just let gravity pull the upper body down. Let gravity pull the knees towards the floor. Hips and inner thighs are opening. Chest coming a little bit closer towards the feet with every breath. Releasing your low back. Releasing your shoulders. Take a few big breaths here. And then after your next exhale, we lift the gaze back up. We walk the hands back towards the feet. We can come into a cross-legged position here if that feels good. Bring the hands onto the knees. And maybe if we wish to take a meditation or a shavasana, we can either take that now. You might take your meditation here in this position, or if you wish to get on with the rest of your day, we're going to take one final inhale to reach those hands up towards the sky. Bring them together at the top and exhale your hands down towards your heart. And namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. If you would like to see more videos from me, please subscribe. Whatever you're doing, have a fantastic rest of your day. And once again, namaste.